1984 is a big year too, but I mean, every year I could pull like 20 songs that I love, but
I knew this would be hard for you and probably make you angry at me, but that's why I like this question.
Yeah, great. Thanks. Creepy.
Recorded live from Studio 12A in sunny Phoenix, Arizona. You're listening to the Josh and Friends Podcast.
Thank you for tuning in to the Josh and Friends Podcast. I am your host. My name is Josh. And this week, Ethan McDonald joins the program live in person. And in honor of our 30-year class reunion, we've decided to take a stroll down memory lane about the old days. During this episode, Ethan takes over and flips the script on me to ask a few questions about our old days back in high school, as well as a list of some of my favorite songs from each year we were in school, ranging all the way back from 1982 through 1994. So let's get this party started and help me welcome back to the show. He's right here live in the studio. He is my old buddy, the one and only, Mr. Ethan McDonald. Woo! Ethan McDonald! Welcome to the show, buddy.
Dude, I'll tell you what, Josh, to be here in the flesh, looking at this amazing studio where I've seen many an episode and seen some of my favorite humans, I'm excited to be here, man.
So this show started in 2019, I believe. 2019.
Okay.
This is your first time in the studio.
In person. I'm excited.
First time in Studio 12A. 12A, baby.
12A.
Yes. So is it everything you dreamed of?
It is. It is. It's pretty incredible. And no, just super excited to be here, bud. Super
awesome,
man.
Thanks for having me. Awesome. So what we decided to do, or kind of like what you decided to do, everyone always talks about that famous episode where Lee took over and Lee started like asking me questions because, you know, the people want to know apparently.
People do, man. We want to know what's up with the J-Mac.
So I am going to just kind of let you kind of go with the, ask me questions and see how this goes. So let's do it, man. What do you got for me?
Well, Josh, I'll tell you what, brother. I've got a series of questions. Obviously, for the people that don't know this is the coming up on the 30th anniversary, the 30th year reunion from when we graduated high school in 1994. And so it's a huge deal, man. And so my first question out of the gates for you, what are your favorite, like, top 3 memories of high school? Just those 3 years that we were at the hallowed halls of Auburn High School.
All right. So my memories of high school are probably different than your memories of high school.
I can imagine.
Ethan was the star football player, captain of the football team. Did you had a girlfriend back in the day, didn't you? Or?
Celeste, you remember Celeste?
Oh, yeah. So, I did not have any of those things. I played football. Well, I'm sorry. I practiced football on the same team. But no, my favorite memories are more kind of like not in class or sports, but like outside of, kind of like on the weekends playing football.
Yeah.
Because that's when I got to play football.
Yeah.
Like with you guys, which are some of my most fond memories.
Yes, they were excellent games.
We played pickleball together. Before pickleball was a thing. I mean, it was like, it was very new.
We were B-League Barbarians. Remember that? The pickleball.
Wait, let's do the explosion. Yeah. Yes. The pickleball Barbarians.
I wish he was right in
right?
Jen's face again, but
the pickleball Barbarians. That's what we were known as.
Dude, we dominated those leagues.
Yeah. We were. I felt bad for our opponents. We just destroyed them. But
for the B division, we didn't have what it takes to go to the A division. All right, so I get that piece.
I liked when we have, this is or maybe it was like right around the same time. Dan Marsh, the Tecmo tourneys that we used to have.
Jeez, that's one of my favorite
I would play some of the soundtrack. I would make the soundtracks to those, like the mixtapes. Back when we had mixtapes. Some Gary Glitter. Rock and Roll Part 2. And we'd play like We Will Rock You and all those good songs.
Absolutely.
We played Too Legit.
Yep.
Too Legit to Quit.
For the Falcons, right? Because that was the
Yep.
And you had
so this had to be 19. This had to be like what, 91 or 92?
That was 92. Yeah.
I think I had the tape single, so I probably made it into a tape. It made the cut.
Yeah.
It was a big song back in the day. I loved making videos with Johnny.
Yeah, you guys had some epic ones.
Yeah, those. Well, I mean,
you did.
They were for our little group of.
But still, man, like magical moments.
So those were always fun. Yeah, I don't know. Like those are kind of like my most fun memories are those kind of like extracurricular activities outside of school.
Well,
now, inside of school, like what? I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I did like doing the. We were talking about this earlier. The bell.
You did an amazing job of faking the bell. And
the old bell
class early.
Yeah, I used to get several classes out. Like people would start requesting, and I'm like, I can't do this every time. Like you can't like do this like every single time. Like on Fridays, I'd do the. I can't do it now. Like, but there was like the three bongs.
The three bongs of Auburn High School.
Yes, and then every
not the bongs you're thinking of. People.
Yeah. The bell would ring. It's like three dings.
Thing. Yeah,
and everybody would leave, and then except for me. And then I would sit there, and then like a minute later, then it would go off, and then I'd be like, "All right, see you guys later."
Are you scared it would ruin your perfect attendance, Josh?
Yeah, I was terrified. I was the only one.
You were the only one.
The only one that got 3 years perfect. Or no, I think it was 4 years. They counted it.
4 years. Well, to be fair, too, I don't think you missed a day in all of junior high. Did you?
No.
See.
I don't think so.
I think you had perfect. I was telling Sarah, I'm pretty sure you had perfect attendance through all 3 grades of junior high and all 3 grades of high school.
Does just going to the dentist for a couple hours?
No, because you came back to school and attended. That's true. So that's the way attendance works. Yeah.
That was hilarious though. Like, remember, like that was like, I got so many people cheering. I mean, rightfully so. It's funny. Like, what kind of moron goes to school every day?
I don't know. I thought it was pretty awesome.
It was funny.
That's Josh.
And I was like, literally like, it was like it was kind of like my Rudy moment where I'm like, I'm walking down the aisle. I'm the only one. I'm like, woo! And I'm like, everyone's like, yeah! I'm like, I could just hear the music in the background playing. Like, it's my moment. It's my one shining moment in high school.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I mean, here's the thing I'll say. Yes, you were on the football team, and yes, but there's just something that I think about how special was our team, because how many seniors did we have, Josh, that year? I mean, we had. Was it over 30? I feel like it was over 30 seniors. It was almost crazy. 40, right?
Yeah, it was wild.
And there's only so many, and we had juniors like McCoy and Travis and stuff that started that were juniors.
Yeah.
So the fact that like how many of those guys were out there knowing that more than likely they're not going to see the field, but still were because of the environment Bob created. Yeah. But just like, I mean, and I love that you guys showed up every day and you worked your ass off and you didn't necessarily, I mean, it would have been easier, I'm sure, but that's the, like, man, that kind of grit and having guys that don't quit and that are there and give us a great look in practice and all that. And then of course the fun we had on the weekends and our turkey bowls are just playing pickup games and just destroying each other. Like, I still feel bad that I kicked you and broke your leg. I know it was much more later down the road.
But that was like 21 years later.
I know. But just like, I don't know why.
But thank you, by the way, because like I when that happened, I was like, that's it. This is over. It's over. But we played way too long.
We played way too long, and I didn't know what it was.
It was fun. It was so fun
playing against you because you were the quarterback and I was a meathead D lineman. Like, it just brought out the worst.
Howie Long versus Todd Marinovich.
It brought out the worst in me. Like, I just became an asshole in those games, and I never was very nice to you in the game, and I feel terrible about that.
But I like that.
I know you like because it pushed you to a new level. And God forbid if we got on the same team. It was kind of fun. I like knocking the shit out of people in front of you, protecting you, and then going out for that little dump pass.
Now, if Velasco was on the other team.
Fucking Velasco. You mean the guy that's going to drop the ball and pretend he's hurt magically?
Oh, God. Calm down.
One of my least favorite human beings on this planet.
Woo. Yeah. So, no. Yeah, I was talking to this.
By the way, this is top notch.
This is pretty good.
I don't know where the camera is. I'm looking at where is this right here?
It's right here. Yeah, it's right here. Right there. Yeah.
This is top notch, people.
So it's the jalapeno vodka lemonade drink. And it's very Lee Olson's a big fan. Now Ethan's trying it. He's loving it
too.
Yeah. So it's good stuff. Good stuff.
Amazing. All right, are we ready for your next question? Let me ask you.
Wait, I was just gonna say. Okay, so Andy and I were talking about high school, and I'm like, I was like, what would be my like favorite moments of high school? I'm like, I don't know, like goofing around. I don't know. Like the only thing I could think of that was like in class that remember that one class we had with Bliss.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, you were in that class, right?
Scott Bliss, but I know the one.
No. I'm sorry. I said Moss first. We'd goof off in that class, but with Bliss, I would just mess with that guy like constantly. I wonder if that guy's is he still around?
No, I mean, he may be alive. I don't know,
but that I just met. I don't think I've ever messed with a teacher as much as I messed with that guy. Cause like he would let me mess with him. He would like not.
Well, he seemed pretty cool. Like he seemed like he enjoyed, like, I'll give him that. Let me ask you this then as a follow-up question, Josh. 3 in your 10th to 12th grade year, 3 best teachers, the 3 teachers that stand out that you feel like they were awesome or they had an impact on you.
Bob Jones is probably my favorite.
What does that say about it too? That's the coach that you played for that you didn't necessarily always get the opportunity, but you still respected and loved him. That's just the guy who was first class.
You know what? It's funny.
He remembered you.
It's weird that I say this too, because I had, what's his name? Who's the pitching quarterback coach?
Brad Sprague.
Sprague. I was not a fan. I really did not like Sprague's coaching style, but
liked Brad as a person.
I liked him as a teacher because he would do a lot of open conversations with the class, and he was a history teacher. And I liked that. Yeah. I was like, wow, that's like really like getting everybody involved. I really enjoyed that because that was right during the Desert Storm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then he was asking asking everybody if the draft was around, would you? And I was like, this is a really interesting question. So I always remember that. I can't think of who's another teacher that I had. I liked, they're all like sporty people. Who is the sports lit lady?
Shoot.
She was kind of a cool chick. Yeah. Like she would let us like kind of, I can't remember her name.
I didn't
blondish hair.
Was it Miss Seaman?
Might have been
Miss Seaman, because Miss Seaman knows to taught like she was at junior high with us. Remember, because she taught all like the drama classes and stuff.
I don't know. People are like, who the fuck are they talking about? I don't know.
We can move on.
So
I apologize, but no, I was just thinking did you ever have Miss Heron for human survival?
No.
Because one of the more shocking moments in my high school career was when Miss Heron showed us her tub birth of her child. And I'm staring at this video of my teacher's cooch.
Are you fucking joking?
But she was just that open. And like, I love Terry Heron. She's like one of the most amazing ladies ever. But
wasn't she the coach for
she was the cheer coach?
Oh,
yeah. And remember, our cheer squad was legendary. Some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. I don't know how good of cheerleaders they were, but they were gorgeous.
Okay, this is amazing. I've never heard this story.
So Terry Heron, and I'm sitting in Human Survival going,
wow,
what am I watching?
That is wild.
But she was just like she just nothing, like you couldn't embarrass her. You could and it was education. Like, man, like girls came out of there with a whole new respect for what childbirth is.
Wow. That's crazy.
It was just like, what in God's name am I watching?
I can't imagine someone doing that today.
Oh no. I mean, there's so many things. Think about the things our coaches said to us.
Yeah.
Like if anyone tried to say that stuff today.
Yeah.
God bless Dave Brame, one of my all-time OG coach line. Love Dave Brame, man. But there's things he said to me that I don't know if you'd be employed very long these days with the sensitive children of this time and era.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No. Next question then, sir.
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
So with that, we went to school, our 12 years of primary education from 1982, if I'm not doing my math wrong, is when we started, to 1994. And so I'm going to go year by year, Josh. And I know this is impossible. This is your favorite song. So it doesn't matter what's listen to me. I don't care if it's top selling. I don't care. You're just picking what do you like?
Okay. So
that's tough. And if it's got to be 2 or 3 for a year, I get it.
All right. Okay. So no. All right. I was trying to figure out why the 1982 started at 1982. And then I was like, okay, maybe that's like when we started like elementary.
I should have been like first grade, I think. I don't think I counted kindergarten, but I'm a social studies teacher, so I don't know if I do math.
I mean, 1982 is when Thriller came out, which is huge.
So what song off of that? Would that be the album?
That wouldn't be
something else.
Now. So you said song. So
song.
I mean, I loved Beat It when it came out, but
yeah, you did.
But but I don't know. I wrote down it's just so hard, man. Like I wrote down like some songs, but now are these songs that like.
What would you pick as your favorite song of 82?
Of now or back then, or is it just like anything?
You can take it any way you want, brother. What way would you like back then in 82 as a kid? Can you recall?
Being a history or historian of music,
which I love because I'm an historian.
Yeah,
teaching.
I heard this Neil Young clip.
Oh,
and it's very weird because like. You think Neil Young, you're like, okay, it's the godfather of grunge or whatever, like he's very kind of, he's very folksy or like, rock grungy, and I have this clip of him and it's like some I don't know, it's like French or Dutch or something like that. And they're like, what kind of music do you like? And he's like, I like this, like the new wave stuff. And I'm like, what the heck?
I like to listen to Flock of Seagulls, and what's that group, Human League? They got this thing out with all that stuff with the drum computers and the synthetic things is what I like.
Because it's like experimental. It's like new, right?
It is. It was cutting edge.
So
right?
it's like how I decide on songs that I really like. Because I like tons of songs, right? Like I'm sure you do too. But like it's like these songs that you are going through like a playlist or going through your collection or mixtape or whatever, and there's a song that you just can't skip.
Yeah.
Right. And you're like, oh shit, that's so good. And I start thinking about like, oh my God, like how did they come up with that? Or like, I just start, overanalyzing or whatever. But like, I don't know if you know the song by Joe Jackson, Steppin' Out. I always get that song stuck in my head. It's like, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Like that song.
Yeah.
I always get that song stuck in my head. What Neil Young said, don't you want me? Don't you want me, baby? I always get that song stuck in my head. Eye of the Tiger, because of Rocky 3. I mean, I remember when that song came out, I was like, oh shit, dude, that song's so badass. I was like, oh, dude, the lead singer kind of sounds like Steve Perry, but it's like more rockin'. Like, I was like, that's kind of cool, right? So, I don't know. There's a couple other songs like lesser known mainstream rock hits, kind of like Little Guitars by Van Halen. So those are some of the songs that I picked out from 1982.
1983 then, sir.
So 1983, I was talking to this with my brother. We're on like random like songs.
Yeah.
And a song from Pyromania came out and I was like, fuck.
I go, legit.
I go, dude, and it just starts off with like a Rock of Ages and I was like, oh. I go, that song, you listen to all the other rock songs from that year and it's like it's mind-blowing how full and like big and it's like sounds like an arena song. You're like, my God, that is so good.
That's
like,
the song that got me into Def Leppard.
Oh, it's so great.
My older foster sister played that for me and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. It's
even
just
that start that whatever they say.
Yeah. It's so great.
Yeah.
But the song that got me into metal, which I mean, they're a hard rock band, but I guess back then they're metal, was Shout at the Devil.
Yeah.
But I can only listen to Shout at the Devil with the intro of In the Beginning.
Always overpower the evils of all man's sins.
Because I remember my this guy at daycare put that on my head, and he was like, "You gotta listen to this." And I was like, "What
this guy in daycare?"
I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" I remember his name still to this day, Josh Hatley.
Another Josh.
Wherever you are, Josh Hatley. Thank you. That's
well
fucking
done.
creepy.
Well done.
But I can only listen to that with that intro. I mean, I could listen to it, I guess, without it, but it's like not as cool.
Doesn't have the cool. Would that be your number one pick then? That's tough for you, man.
1983 is such a killer year too. Like I love, Looks to Kill off that same album. New Year's Day, not a popular thing to say U2, but I've always loved New Year's Day by U2. Heart and Soul by Huey Lewis.
Oh,
how can you not like Huey Lewis?
Heart and Soul.
As far as dance songs, All Night Long by Lionel. And She's a Beauty by The Tubes. I've always loved that song.
Nice, man. Well, then here comes a tough one because 1984.
1984. So I like how we're doing like a year by year for this, by the way.
It's important.
So 1984. I had to go with a song from 1984.
Yeah, you have to. I mean,
So-
dude, your network here when I joined your Wi-Fi is called Van Halen. So if it didn't, I'd be calling bullshit. So
that is true. That is true. So I had again, going through with my kind of like requirements are like, my, if I'm too inebriated and I'm at a bar, I could still sing Jump and pretty much nail it. Right. That's my one song that I can nail if I'm like hammered at a bar. Now, as far as like listening to, Panama.
Yeah.
And I've always had something in my heart for All Wait. I love that build up of, and then it like in, the keyboards, then it just keeps building up. But every song on that album is like fantastic.
Dude, well, I'll be honest for me because my wife, teacher, She's a hot teacher. So I'm hot for teacher just because my wife, I'm like, the funny thing is she's 46 and I still get comments of teenage boys talking. I was like,
oh,
Sarah,
absolutely.
hats off to you, Sarah McDonald.
Do they know Stacy's mom?
I don't know that they know Stacy's mom. I mean,
it's a pretty old song now. It's like 2003 or 4.
What's crazy is these songs that keep getting like revived by TikTok,
Yeah.
right? These songs that they do get on before they started regulating the shit out of TikTok and making it like, but like Riker will come on and go, how do you know that song? He goes, oh, Dad, it's all over TikTok.
Yeah.
Like Tears for Fears made a huge come out. Like, it's like, oh man, cool, I guess. It was kind of like back in the day when Rock Band like reintroduced a bunch of super kick-ass, music from classic rock. And kids were like getting into it. I'm like, dude, Rock Band, cool, man.
Yep, that's a good. Yep. So I had Round and Round by Rat on there.
I love Round and Round.
I was like, listen, I'm not a big Rat guy, but I fucking love.
Dude, I'll be honest too. I love Body Talk. Is that off that same album? Body Talk, your body talking like
it's possible. I'm not a Rat guy.
But so that was in The Golden Child.
Okay.
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 There's a scene where he's going in there kicking the shit out of all the bikers. And I'm like, I just like love that one. All right, sorry.
We love soundtrack songs.
Oh,
big
dude,
fan of soundtrack
come on,
songs.
man. We were raised by HBO and Skinamax. And so, yeah. All right. That means 1985, Joshua.
1985. Okay. Another, I just packed year for me. I love, 1984 is a big year too, but I mean, every year I could pull like 20 songs that I love, but
I knew this would be hard for you and probably make you angry at me, but that's why I like this question.
Yeah. Great. Thanks. Creepy. So again, another song that's kind of like a song that I like.
Stuff's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love Turn Up the Radio by Autograph.
Oh, dude, like a one-hit wonder.
I mean,
it's
fantastic,
legit.
right?
That was 85, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think it came out 85.
No,
maybe
you're right.
It could be 84.
No,
it could be 84. Like some of these, like could be like 80. They could be
right.
You know, they could have peaked
this year, but actually
they peaked on the charts in 80.
We'll call it 85 because Autograph is awesome.
But I think it might be 84 now. Maybe I think it's 84.
The radio.
She Sells Sanctuary.
Oh, yeah. The
I every time I hear that song, I'm like, oh god, this song is so good, and it's like it's just like
at all, but that's a song you got.
Oh, it's so good.
That and Love Song are like two that it's like, how do you deny?
Good. Yeah, and then now, Money for Nothing.
Oh, dude. My
like
dad loved
the build up of that song to the guitar lick or it's so good. The opening guitar riff. It's so good. And the video is iconic, right?
Yep.
Power of Love. Huey Lewis.
Dude, really.
Got it. You got, like,
that was the year.
Back to the Future. Back to the Future. And
absolutely.
There's this one goes out to Little Riker over. Little Riker's like taller than me probably.
No.
Right. Riker. Everyone Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears.
Yep. Loves that song.
I'm telling you, every time I hear that song, I'm like, my God, this is so good.
It's well done.
Like, even Lee, who's like a very
Sabi.
How would I put this? Lee's a very interesting. Yeah, he's like he could go from Clutch to Avril Lavigne in 2.2 seconds. Like, and
then skip a bunch of shit in the middle and go, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that fucking sucks. But Lee likes Tears for Fears. He's like, I'm a Tears for Fears guy. I like Tears for Fears.
Good. There's a bunch of that stuff where at the time I kind of rebelled against it because, I mean, 80s I was like, I'm into my butt rock, right? But it was like, and it wasn't that. But man, I go back like, I don't know what year the Fine Young Cannibals, that stupid Drive Me Crazy song, because that drove me crazy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, man, this song, like, I get why this was super popular.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's funny that Lee says the same thing. He goes, going back. Like, I'm going back now and listening to music. And he's like, that's really fucking good. That's really fucking good stuff.
You're so close-minded or whatever, like in your niche.
Yeah.
I was very guilty of my metal. So.
Yeah. And then I was like the NXS, What You Need. That's like my,
watching. Oh, yeah. NXS is just
that few year period of NXS. Like, it's funny because like I got, back when you could like check out, I don't know if you can still do that. It's like check out CDs from the library. I checked out their box set and I was like, fuck, they have a lot of good songs, dude. It was crazy. I was like, whoa, I'm like finding amazing songs on here.
And one of the things I love from given out in the modern times with the Spotify is This Is, and you get a band and stuff. And like, I would like sometimes just put those on for random ass bands I haven't listened to in a long time.
Yeah.
And like this, I've never even heard, like this song's amazing.
Yeah.
But just because it didn't get tons of radio play or whatever. But dude, NXS, there's something about, and maybe it's the lead singer but there was just like a swank and a sexiness that's just like hard to deny. It still stands up today. A
dude that looked like Jim Morrison and sang like Mick Jagger.
Dude.
And he had that swagger.
He did. He had swagger.
Yep. Yep. And he fucking knew it.
I'd do that, dude.
Yeah.
If he didn't choke himself out masturbating before. I don't know what this. I'll stop. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Gross.
Oh gosh. Oh, Sarah's not gonna like that.
86. No, she won't like that. I'm going to get a dirty look for that one when she hears this.
1986. All right. So, okay. I mean, this is one of the greatest albums of all time. One of the greatest metal albums of all time.
I'm excited.
I mean, you got Master of Puppets.
Gosh, yes.
You got Welcome Home Sanitarium.
Yeah.
The thing that should never be. Like, those songs, each one of those songs, I'm like, oh my God, it's so good. It's almost like, you know what is funny? When you listen to that album, like, I remember you showed me that album, right? You showed me that album, and
that was dumb.
It was like listening to a Led Zeppelin album, but in the 80s. Like, to me, I was like,
this is changing the game for me.
It was so good. I was like, whoa. I was like, this is amazing. Like, how come?
I think you've mentioned this before, but am I the one that truly introduced you to metal for the first time, or did somebody else?
No. Well, okay. Now, do you consider that? Do you consider that
real metal? I'm not talking butt rock. I'm talking real metal.
Okay, so
like we're talking the big bands,
like we're talking like
Metallica, Iron Maiden,
Megadeth,
Slayer,
Metal Church,
Megadeth,
yes. Well, obviously, yeah.
Well, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, so that one guy introduced me to their metal album, kind of, but it was like metal for back then, I guess. Like, you know,
okay.
Look, the next year they came out with like, you know, Home Sweet, you know, and then they literally look like girls, right? Yeah. But like, okay,
true, all right.
Yeah, but anyway,
sorry.
That album's fantastic.
It's one of the best from start to finish.
Fantastic. But rock and roll. You know what's funny is Peace Sells is amazing too.
Peace Sells is amazing.
I fucking love that song.
And
it's
that
so
was
good.
Dave's like, I'll shoot like fire across your bow, my friend.
Yeah, and that's another one that I'm like, I listen to it, I'm like, oh God. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so fast and it's like, oh, it's like so crazy. But I also liked, because I remember this so vividly back in the day, is Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi. I love that song.
That's an excellent song. I'm a big fan of The Deadliest Catch back in the day. I couldn't keep watching because it just kind of got repetitive and boring, but way back I used to watch a lot of that, and I just thought,
is that the intro to that?
Freaking theme song, yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah. I'm a cowboy on a steel horse. I ride through the waves.
I couldn't watch that show because I was doing construction at the time, and it reminded me too. I was like, I'm putting on rain gear, going out, and like, I can't do this. Like,
yeah, I'm sure it's comparable, Josh.
Yeah, it was. Well,
just messing with you, buddy.
Because we were just doing shitty work and rain, freezing rain. Yeah. I don't know. I like that So album by Peter Gabriel with In Your Eyes and Sledgehammer, all those songs. Your Love by The Outfield.
Oh yeah. That sounds about right.
And then, okay, this is weird. This one might piss you off. This one might piss you off. But this is only because of the video. I loved the video.
Did it turn you on? I don't even know the video. I'll stop. I'm sorry.
So it was Belinda Carlisle doing Mad About You. Yeah. I'm not a huge Belinda Carlisle fan, but I love that video.
The way it was stylized or something. I'm trying to remember.
She's like short hair, but she's like just dancing around. She's like on a beach and she's like,
Is she in a convertible car part of that? Or am I misremembering a different video? Maybe?
She might be.
I don't know.
But I like her in that video.
Back in the day.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, so
too much.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Dude, I was just watching, somebody showed like a clip from Walk Like an Egyptian, and Susanna Hoff is like looking at it, and I'm like,
when she does the side look, she's like,
yeah, she's so hot, dude. I was like, I love Susanna.
Well, you've seen her now, right? She looks amazing stuff.
Yeah, she hasn't aged much. It's like, pretty impressive.
She's like Sarah.
Yeah. Fine wine, baby. All right. So we're going to 87, brother. Talk to me about 87.
87 was, again, I don't know what you think of, so this is like, they're back just hard rock. It's not metal.
That's fine.
But Girls, Wild Side.
Okay. Dude.
I love.
That was 87.
87.
Because I went to that tour. I thought, man, it must have been 88. So that made sense. It was just the next year when my sister Stacy took me to see the White Snake opened.
Oh, yeah, that's
Motley
right.
Crue at the Tacoma Dome.
But there's a bunch of hot chicks in this.
Oh, my God. I've never seen so many boobies. And I'm like in 6th grade. And Stacy took me because I'm 6 foot in 6th grade at Wash Elementary. So people thought I was a high schooler. So she thought if I bring my brother with me, they won't talk to me because it looks like I have a boyfriend, just to keep her safe from all the idiots not knowing. And I'm like going around going like, that is not things a sixth grade boy should be saying.
Yeah, right.
Holy smokes. Boobies, ass, people puking, people high, people. I'm like, what in the
was that the first tour? That was the first tour when he had that drum
spinning the drum cage like in the Wild Side video. And it was just
that was at the Tacoma Dome, right?
Yes.
That's on. Did you know that's on YouTube?
Really?
That is on YouTube.
I was at that show.
Yes.
That was my first ever concert.
I remember I saw that on YouTube. And I was like, dude, so you know what's amazing about that is Vince Neil could still sing. That's the first time they wheeled out that giant, crazy monstrosity of a drum
It was
kit.
unreal.
That was wild.
Tommy mooned the entire crowd and swung his dingling around. It was like, okay. I'm sure you'll see that on the video at some point. Like he just, woo.
He loves showing that dick.
Oh,
I mean, if you add it to,
I understand. It's like probably an American treasure. So,
it's been places that, okay. All right.
never mind.
All right.
But
So
was
no,
that same year White Snake's album debut was 87?
That was not their debut because they've been around for many years.
The one that
but
broke them out.
that was that monster
Dude, I'm
album.
sorry, Still of the Night is still one of the most badass songs ever, man.
Yep.
I mean, and that's the edge of metal, I guess. But I even like when that still comes on our classic rock station in the Tri-Cities. I like
It's
just
like
turn
it's
that
very
bitch
like
up, man.
Zeppelin-esque.
Oh, it is. It's just awesome. And David covered. I mean, just like, come on, man. That's just an awesome front man. And
It's crazy. He did that. He was with Deep Purple and did the song Burn. And
that's so crazy.
And he has that crazy like howl in that song, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. How many different? Now this is off task. We can edit this. How many different singers did Deep Purple go through?
A lot.
I was gonna say because they're like an iconic band.
That's part of the reason.
Sound so different.
That was part of the knock on why they didn't get in the Hall of Fame is because
they've just too
because they're like, okay, there's like too many members that like are interchanged in this group. Like, who is Deep Purple? Like,
who are we enshrining?
You know, but
I get it.
But they're just so iconic. They have so many,
them, dude?
classic songs. So, yeah.
One more reason.
Yeah. So
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is
87, 87, tons of songs, but I just kind of like those ones. I just kind of like. I just remember. I love the Girls video. Dude. They're in a strip club and shit. You know,
the whole album was
they're on motorcycles.
Pretty solid,
I was like, man, like this looks fun. Being a rock star, dude. Like I don't play any instruments. I don't, I'm still a kid, but
you could kick ass at kazoo, Josh.
I can sing karaoke sometimes, but
I don't doubt that, bro. I don't doubt that. What about then 1988, my friend?
So it's funny. Downstairs, you were just singing Just Like Paradise.
Yeah, David Lee Roth. Baby.
And that album's not a great album, but that song is as good as many Van Halen songs, and it is fantastic.
You don't love Yankee Rose? Bright light.
I love Yankee Rose, but that's on a different album.
Oh, is it that? Yeah. Isn't it? I'm talking about a Yankee
That's
Rose.
the album before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
They all seem like one album to me.
Yeah. Well, the greatest hits,
Yeah,
but also that album actual Van Halen had, this is Van Hagar. This is the second, album into Van Hagar. I know
I'm not.
Listen,
yes,
we're not huge Van Hagar guys,
but still, there's some kick-ass songs from that.
I love Finish When You Started. Finish What You Started. And then I've always been a sucker for When It's Love. It's a well done.
That's a great one.
It's a well done song. And it reminds me, I don't know why this reminds me. Maybe I got the CD right around this time, but like we were always going to the river, and I would come back and I'd just put in some CDs, and I don't remember buying that album, but maybe someone got it. Someone had that album, and I put it in there, and but I remember listening to that. There's a song called "Under the Milky Way." Wish I knew what you were. You know what it reminds me of? When my dad was up at the radio station, I would always go in there and they'd be playing all these like random songs. And my dad started there in like 87 or 88, something like that.
Right around this time, yeah.
80, I would always hear all these like alternative songs, and they weren't necessarily huge, but they were big on like, these formats.
Awesome. Well, here's the question. Just weird kind of like sidebar here real quick, but so did your dad work a full-time day job and then go do the stuff at KGRG because of his love for music? Yep. That's just badass. And your mom was okay with that. Not bad at that.
Oh yeah. No. So my dad hosted because so my dad at the time was, kind of like, working just kind of normal jobs, regular whatever jobs. And my dad was like, hey man, I want to get into, he's always wanted to work in radio. So he went up there.
Incredible voice for it.
Yeah. He did have a good voice. So he'd work his normal job. Then he'd go up there and host like a regular show, top 40 show. And then he eventually got a blues show where he hosted, and he hosted a blues show. And then he started, sending out tapes and stuff like that. And I think he didn't get offers from Seattle, but he got offers in other markets. But he was like, I don't know the full story, but he's like, I can't move my family like for like, this is like something that a 20-year-old does, like move around the country and stuff like that.
I can't imagine this job's paid exceptionally well too if you're beginning, right?
Yeah.
So no, dude, I love those tapes you were playing. Oh, wow. Watch out, buddy. I love those tapes and stuff that you were playing of like his old stuff. I mean, because it's just incredible. And then the fact that it's all these bands at the time that nobody knew, but your dad was just spinning this amazing grunge.
That's what's cool about what I always thought that was cool about my dad is like my dad would play these songs. He's like, and he'd be like, have you heard this song? And I'd be like, you know what I mean? Like whose dad is like saying like, 20 years into the, listening to music saying like, hey man, have you heard this song? Or, hey, I really like this song or blah. You genuinely like these songs, I
still think that John McDonald and Lee Matlock could have just sat down and had the time of their life just talking. They just, if those two would have,
I bet they would have, man.
And their love of music.
Your dad should have been, I almost wanted to go bowling.
I think your old man and my old man should get together and go bowling.
He should have came and sat in my dad's garage.
They could have played Bassmaster Fishing or whatever the hell you dad used to play. They could have been out there forever.
They could have played CCR like a full blast.
I remember my dad listened to that KGRG. He liked it and he said,
really?
You ever heard of the Meat Puppets? I'm like, who the hell are the Meat Puppets?
That's amazing.
And who knows, your dad might have been the DJ at that time.
Yeah. That's fucking fun. That is awesome, dude.
But yeah.
That is awesome.
Sorry. Back to it. Did you finish your thoughts on 87?
So anyway, that was an obscure song, but it was a hit. But I love that the album Kick by NXS. That's like almost every song on that was like a freaking hit. And then Jane Says by Jane's Addiction.
I couldn't love to sing this. I'm sorry.
Like what? There's a rock song that has like steel drums in this. It's like it's interesting. All right,
that's the one thing I'll give. Like I didn't love Perry Farrell, but there's just something cool and very stylistic. And like, do you get a Sublime or some of these bands I really do like later without that kind of setting up that genre of that kind of California music?
I didn't get heavy into them. I tried to listen to like more of their stuff, but I was like,
it's all right.
I was like, I like their few.
Were you a fan of Porno for Pyros when that came out in the 90s? Nah,
it's all right.
Still like not my thing.
Yeah, it's like I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know.
Are you ready for 89?
All right, so 89?
89.
All right. Okay. So this is where it starts to get kind of weird. Okay. All right. So I always like the Alice Cooper song, the comeback Poison. You know that song? It's very produced,
Sure. I mean, some of that stuff.
Like Poison. Yeah. I like the Cult Firewoman. Love that song. Fire! And then the Full Moon Fever album.
Yeah.
But you ever hear, what's his name? Who's the big bearded producer? Rick Rubin.
Okay.
Rick Rubin. And did you see the Tom Petty documentary?
I haven't. What's that on?
Dude, it's amazing. So they show him talking about that album, and he goes, it's like 89, Full Moon Fever came out. And he's like, I fucking must have listened to that album for like a year straight. He's like, it was so insanely good. And then he ended up doing like their next album. But that album, I was like, man, this is good. And that was kind of like, that's what got me into Jeff Lynne. So I was like, who's this Jeff Lynne guy? Like I see his name written on every single thing. He's the producer of this album. He co-wrote like every song on here. Who is this guy? And then I was like, oh, this guy was in ELO. And I was like, okay, now I'm going down the rabbit hole even more. So I'm listening to ELO. And then I was like, oh, and then he produced everybody else, all these like other bands. I was like, well, this is wild. But so that's what got me into ELO. And,
awesome.
And Jeff Lynne was Tom Petty.
That's super
so
cool.
Yeah, so that's kind
I've
of
always
like
heard Jeff Lynne, and I'm embarrassed to say I knew he's considered like one of the best guitarists, but I just never knew.
Jeff Lynne is, Paul McCartney says, I think it was Paul McCartney. Somebody said that he's like one of the best musicians overall, like because he could play like anything. On a lot of his albums, he plays everything, right?
Wow.
So it's like one of those guys, it's like, wow, okay. And it's like crazy. It's not like just regular, but like guitar
under the radar,
and bass.
that wasn't like celebrated a lot or like maybe promoted, unless the guys like Paul McCartney come on and probably say those things.
What was
right?
the
Jeff Lynne? All these things,
nobody
right?
fucking knows who Jeff Lynne is.
That's the crazy thing. It's like because like I heard of him all the time.
Yeah.
And I heard massive respect for him from people that really know their music. But I'm like, I think Sarah asked me when he died. Like,
no, he's not dead.
Oh, I'm thinking of
Roy Orbison. Roy Orbison.
No, it wasn't Roy Orbison. It was somebody like maybe it wasn't Jeff Lynne, and maybe it wasn't dead. I think it was just when we were talking about guitarists or whatever. And and I'm like, I don't know what band he was in.
Oh, Jeff Beck.
Maybe that's what
Jeff Beck. Yeah,
my bad.
Yeah, Jeff Beck.
Jeff Beck.
He's the guitarist that all the guitarists love.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, okay, that guy's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, wow. But like I heard Stern talk about it, and he's like, yeah, but it's like what's his name? Sammy Hagar. Sammy Hagar goes, you know, I've played with better guitarists than Van Halen. He goes, the difference is Van Halen was an epic guitarist and he could write songs.
There's the big thing, right?
A lot of these guys, like you look at these.
How talented is Steve? Or like, was Steve Vai?
Oh yeah, yeah,
super
like
talented.
yeah.
But what did he write that's memorable, or whatever band was he? I mean, no, the guy's just an unbelievable
David Lee
virtuoso,
Roth.
but that was it. And there it was just like, it just sounded like, man, you're trying really hard to be Eddie, but this isn't nearly as catchy.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I mean, nothing against Steve
it's a
Vai.
real thing, man.
Fantastic. Yeah. Can you write and create?
Yep.
That's the stuff.
That's like you see all these like YouTubers. You're like, fuck, they are good, but I mean, they're good at imitating.
And are they good at programming
artists.
shit into a computer? Like, I don't know that I'm that impressed.
Yeah, right.
Sorry. Yeah, make some music. Lee, that's for you, because I like when you're grumpy on here and you just get mad at the youth. So
Grumpy Lee is pretty awesome.
Grumpy Lee is my favorite thing, especially when he's pissed off at his technology right before we record. Fucking epic.
Yeah. What about Drunk Lee?
Also,
I love Drunk Lee.
Yes.
What did Zoe call him? He's a stage.
He's
a
Division 2. He's a Division 2 or Division 1 yapper or gapper. By the way, Zoe, I'm mad love to you, girl, because you were very kind to me. And let's be honest, I'm probably what
did you call you?
Lee looks like a serial killer. She called me a cinnamon roll, I believe, in the video you showed me. I have no idea what that means.
I don't either.
So thank you.
I like Sarah goes,
spicy.
She goes, everyone loves cinnamon rolls.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that means I don't know.
Lee is a D1 yapper. He's a professional yapper, bro. Me too. Don't worry. I'm a D1 yapper, but like, Josh is a D2 yapper. Lee, D1 going pros on yapping.
What about Ethan?
Ethan?
Their old sound. They just evolved into something.
Ethan looks very nice. He's not quite into the D.
Lee doesn't look very nice.
Lee looks a little scary.
Oh, poor Lee.
Lee looks nice if you get to know him. Like, watching this, he looks super sweet. Like, if I saw him walking down the street, I'd think he was gonna, like, he just looks at me like he looks like he'd kill you.
Oh my god.
He looks like he could kill you, but he's like a big cinnamon roll. Like, Josh looks like an Oompa Loompa right now. And
because he's orange.
And Ethan looks like a cinnamon roll and is a cinnamon roll.
So that's amazing.
This whole pod might change your mind. I apologize.
Yeah, that's amazing.
All right, so we're on to 90 then.
We're getting close to the
we're finally getting close to when we actually
right.
graduated. Yeah.
Ethan, how can you not like Man in the Box?
Oh my God.
When I first heard that song, which was with, I believe it was with Sean, because like Sean was playing, I was like, rewind.
What is this?
Rewind. This is amazing. I don't think I've ever heard this. This is like, I couldn't believe, I just wanted to hear it over and over. I mean, I like the rest of the album too.
No,
but like at the time I was like, oh my God. Like this guy's like howling. Like,
yeah,
it's just like amazing. So that was epic to me. It got me, I was an instant fan of Alice in Chains. Thunderstruck came out that year.
Yeah, it did.
They're big. Like, I like how I was like, so it takes 10 years for them to like every 10 years they come out with like an
huge
epic
shit.
album. like Back in Black, 10 years later, Razor's Edge. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
that had a couple like Love for Money and all that. If that's I'm saying the songs, you know, come on,
Yeah.
the money.
Yep.
Money Talks. That's what it's
Yep.
called.
Money Talks
There's quite a few in that.
and there's the song from the WWE used like, are you ready? Yeah. And then Holy Wars is pretty awesome.
Dude, that's one of my
Holy Wars.
Nothing shreds. Also, to Brent Kipling, his favorite from that album is Tornado of Souls. Great song. Now I'm saved in the eye of the tornado.
Good stuff.
That was a great album. That's their best album, in my opinion, from start to finish. Maybe up there. I mean, Peace Sells, we talked about that back in 86. But like, yeah. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
I could talk metal for days.
Another NXS song, Suicide Blonde. Pretty awesome song with that harmonica.
Yeah.
And then
super catchy.
And then, you know, this is not the year it came out, but this is the year it got big, is Wicked Game.
Oh.
Remember that video with
Sarah
that hot
loves,
chick?
yes.
And like, it's like,
Seymour, Stephanie Seymour.
It's like
With
ridiculous.
the black nails. Like Sarah loves that song. She remembers that video Play like that's their let's get sexy song.
Oh, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and that song is just it's just
So
it's
good.
powerful.
Yeah. And then the album, see, I was never like a big fan of this group, but man, if you go back and listen to Depeche Mode's Violator album, it's so good. Like Personal Jesus, Policy of Truth, like there's these songs on that album, they're very it's like almost kind of like a this is what's coming, folks.
Ahead of time.
Yeah, it's very it's like you know what's his name? 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah, Trent Reznor.
They had to be a big influence.
Oh, huge.
Right?
But is Pretty Hate Machine come out in 90 as well? I'm almost thinking it does. Or was it 88?
I
It
don't
might have
know.
been earlier. Pretty Hate Machine was like late 80s, early 90s, like 90 at maybe the latest.
Yeah.
So I mean,
But Depeche Mode, they were around for many,
they've been around
many
forever.
years.
There's no question. I think
Yeah.
Trent Reznor and David Bowie and some of those guys are huge.
Yeah,
dude.
Trent, David Bowie. Yeah, he's like, you got what's that? I'm afraid of America.
Yeah, that was a wild, crazy ass song. That song's creepy. I like it though.
Yeah, good stuff. So yeah, 1990. Yeah, I mean,
90
look again.
Right.
I could pick 100
So
songs that I love
many.
from
I know
from
this
these
is so
years.
tough for you. This is where you hit your list. You're like, this is
I do.
a lot.
I do.
I know,
I hate
that's
these
why I knew
lists,
this was going to make you
yeah.
angry.
Yeah.
91. What do you got?
Now
for
we're in
91?
high school, man. We're in
We
high
are
school.
in high school. Well,
we're in high school. Well, yeah,
92,
it's like
93, 93.
I guess it could
so
go
91, 92.
Yeah.
The
So
second half.
so this song always reminds me of Woody because this is when I first heard it with Woody.
Woody Esterly.
And
Imagine Woodrow Wilson Ellsworth the something like that was like Woodrow Wilson Ellsworth.
Can I? Hi, I'm looking to speak
Maybe
with
it's
Woody.
Wilson Ellsworth Esterly the fourth. Yeah, can I talk to
Big Woody or Little Woody?
Sorry,
Little
I was
Woody.
combining a president in there. I know what I was doing. Yeah, that was the most awkward call ever. I need to talk to Big Woody or Little Woody. Well, it's awesome that you have options. Didn't realize this was that kind of twist.
I've never seen them with their pants off. Okay. No. So I know it's not popular to say, but Enter Sandman, which now if you listen to it, is like a perfect like classic rock song. Like it sounds like a classic rock song.
So in '88, you didn't mention one, did you?
No, I didn't.
All right. Sorry.
I didn't.
Just anybody. Yes.
But this, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of hanging with, I can't remember who it was. Like, it was like Woody and I don't know who it was. There was a group of people like Bob Jones made us go like to this fair and set up like this fair thing. And we were like, oh, okay. So we all went down there and Woody like played this. I don't know if it was before or if he had the thing. He was like, this just came out. And so, yeah, that reminds me of that.
That's awesome.
So, and then I always love the, I like No More Tears.
Yeah.
The Ozzy. But I only like the album version of that. I'm not a big fan of the condensed single version, Ethan. Not a big fan of that.
Okay. Fair
Now,
enough. I don't know if I know the difference, but all right.
A song,
I'm sure I would if I heard it.
a song that every time I don't know, it gets me. It gets me.
Gets you sad, emotional, hard, what?
I don't know. I don't know what the
the
emotion
emotion
is,
is.
but
Hopefully it's hard.
maybe because it was a song that sounded like a retro song from back in the day.
Okay.
But it was completely new and it sounded so good. Was It Ain't Over Till It's Over by Lenny Kravitz.
Oh,
I
yeah.
freaking love that song so much. It's my favorite song by him. And I'm like, oh my God. And the fact that he got the same group of musicians that used to do those old songs to do that song is amazing.
That Lenny was, well, I remember you just talking about in your last podcast about him not having sex for a long time, yet being the sexiest dude ever.
Right? It's like, what? What a waste. He has like an 8-pack. You're like walking around with that.
man.
Like,
Come
who
on.
does that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
and then Hunger Strike and Black.
Oh,
I love Black.
Yep.
So
Pearl Jam, La PJ.
there's a lot of songs that I can
Dude, this is
mention
going to
that-
get so hard and like the closer we get because it's like when we're really getting into music at like a whole
Yeah.
level. So then let's move to 1991. Was that just 91?
92.
Damn it.
Yep.
Okay, the vodka lemonades with the jalapenos, I'd like to blame them. But
Okay, so
it's just I've been hitting the
1992.
head a lot, so
Yeah.
might have had trouble.
So 1992. I love
That's right, because we did 91 because we just started.
Symphony
My
of
bad.
Destruction.
Oh yeah.
I love that song. It's like one of the greatest licks ever. Ethan? Monopoly of Sorrow.
Oh, that's a great one, man.
It reminds me of hanging with Ethan, driving around.
Doing our drives, getting
Yep.
pulled over for eating Wendy's. Probably not quite yet. I didn't have my license. That was after our senior year, but yeah, I remember I didn't get my license my senior year because I'm that kind of guy. I'm a winner. So my friends drove me around. All right.
Yep, it was awesome.
So yeah, that's a Monopoly on Sorrow.
And then Right Turn. Alice in Chains.
Oh God,
Right
so
Turn.
good.
That's one of the songs that I can't skip. And it's so good.
Yeah.
And the song I wish was 7 minutes long instead of like 3 minutes long or
I
whatever it is.
know.
Yeah. And then you like listening back at the time, I wasn't really aware of it, but it's just so powerful and amazing as Killing in the Name of.
Yeah,
It's just so great. It's like, Jesus.
Bum, bum.
It's so good. It's so good.
I love, dude, all that first Rage album was so like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
Like so ahead of its, like just, but yet also so old school protests. Like it just channeled so many amazing veins of music and made something that nobody else.
It's awesome. It is awesome.
And then think of all the garbage rock rap bullshit that came after that never even came close to touching to what Rage had. But that's my opinion.
Are you as anti rap rock as Jeremy is?
I don't know that I'm that anti because I mean like
he's very anti.
he could be very like I liked Limp Bizkit, especially that first album. I mean, there's some of it that kind of came off. There's even some of it was like I don't even know. I call it like gitchy crap that came out like the mid to late 90s. Like I mean, to be honest, I guess you kind of have to put Linkin Park in that category too, and some of it, and it was excellent. I liked a lot of Linkin Park.
Yeah, the first Linkin Park album was nuts.
There was a shitty band though when I was in '99 in college or whatever that I know Lee probably got it because this seems like right up Lee's alley. This band called Zebrahead.
Yeah,
and like they had a couple songs like "Get Back," I mean, but it was just catchy, and I don't know why. I just couldn't help but like, even though it was total like frat rap rock.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, sorry.
They have a good album cover. Right?
Yeah, they did.
All right. So I think that's kind of like, I mean, again, I could keep naming songs.
93.
Like,
we're getting close to finally graduating. We're either starting our senior year or ending our junior year. What do you got for me, Josh?
all right. So 93, we're kind of getting, okay. See, a lot of these songs, like I kept them to kind of like more rock.
Yeah.
You know, cause like,
that's kind of our jam.
Yeah. Cause like I could do like, you know,
Hip-hop
more
or-
pop or more, like
Let's
hip hop
not
or
say we did.
or you know, dance songs even. Cause like I love a lot of dance songs and stuff like that, but we're sticking to mostly kind of like rockin' songs, you know?
I like where your head's at.
I really liked Rape Me and All Apologies. I was like, wow, like these are really fucking good songs.
Do you
Like,
have a song that's on that album that I don't feel like gets, I love Francis Farmer Will Have Her Revenge. That song is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that song.
yeah, that's I don't know, like
it's like, it's not
album.
my favorite at first, but then you go back to like, God, this is good, man. Plus Steve Albini, I love that guy. Like, I know he just passed away.
yeah,
Shocking, but he was one of my favorite people to listen to, both in the documentaries that Dave Grohl made, but then he was on an episode or two, I think, of like the various Anthony Bourdain shows.
he's like
And
the
I just
real deal,
really-
man. Like he
he's
didn't give a
legit.
shit.
Like not giving the royalties and not like taking,
Yeah.
like, he just like was a different cat.
Yeah.
Man, but I really respected like just what he stood for.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't always agree with the one, but it was like,
Yeah.
I like a man that's like going to stand for what he believes in, man.
It's pretty wild. Yeah,
He
you
did
don't
a
see
hell of a
many of those
job
guys
producing. No,
these
just,
days.
yeah.
Sober, it's great.
Sober's excellent.
Accompanying the video too is like,
Yeah, that video is
can you not think of the video when you like see that or
it's
hear that song?
awesome.
Angry Again. I always like that song.
Great one by
Every time that
Mega
comes
Death.
up.
The more of you that I inspect, the more of me I see reflect.
This might piss you off.
That's fine. Piss me off, Josh. Piss me off.
So this is weird. I didn't even Ethan. I didn't even know about this song until I don't even know, like mid 2000s, because
it's
of
from 92.
right. But this is 93.
Oh man,
So
God damn it.
93. So listen. So check this out. I did not even know about this song until I was thumbing through one of my friend's collections who had just basically all just hair metal.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? I was like, it's like the worst. This is the worst album cover I've ever seen. And it's not even close. This is the worst album cover. I got to hear what's on this. And I look at the side and I go, and it's Winger. And I go, what?
Kip Winger.
And then I looked it up and I was like, there was a moderate hit from this. I go, I got to hear this. So I listened to it. I was like, fuck, it's really good.
He's making a comeback, I heard.
I don't know.
So that Rick Beato guy that I like, he had something about like the reinvention of Kip Winger. You have to look at it on the
Really?
YouTube channel, but apparently like, and he looked, I don't know, it's something at least worth checking out because I love a lot of the interviews. That
Down
Rick does.
Incognito.
That's what it's called.
It
Down
was-
Incognito.
yes.
I'll have to listen to that right after this. I've never heard of it.
I'll play it for you. But like, I was
Check it
I
out,
was listening
people.
to it. I was like,
check it out.
I was listening to it. I was like, oh fuck, this is really fucking good.
It's good. Oh,
This is
damn
really
it.
fucking good. I was like, shit. So that is got to, because like that's one of those songs that comes up and I was like,
How old do you think he
I
was
wanna
when he
s-
wrote 17?
oh shit.
Let's not get into that. All right. So,
All right. And then I always this song I discovered in college, but it came out that year, was Rebel Girl.
Yeah.
Rebel Girl. Yeah. I like that one. So I don't know. There's a couple other ones too that I could pick, but anyway, those are the standouts.
And now for your graduating year of 1994.
All right. So 1994, Ethan. 1994.
Rough year. We lose Kurt.
It was weird. That was weird.
Year. It was a weird year.
I mean,
I wasn't a big Nirvana guy at the time.
Our group were like, I mean, you killed yourself? Like, it was kind of like hard for us to understand. You're like,
it was.
I don't, like people were really upset. Like our group was kind of like, what? Yeah. Like it was not hard for us to understand. Right. And plus we were, like you said, it was kind of like, we were more kind of like
straight edge weirdos,
or like, I don't know how to explain it. Because in Seattle, because the whole Seattle scene is just bleeding. It was nuts. Yeah. But yeah, I Stay Away. No Excuses.
That album, man. That album was so I had some rough moments. 94, and I don't know how many times listening to Jar of Flies was like therapy. It was just it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful. I mean, Riker's still, when it stands up to a kid and given Riker's pretty well versed, his everything playlist has got everything from the 50s because his grandma Aline plays them all, the hits from the 50s and 60s.
Right, grandma.
So grandma's he loves his oldies.
Yeah, I like it.
At the same time, he's got Kanye on this playlist, but he's got old grunge. And I'm proud of my kids, very well versed in his music. That's awesome.
I love it.
He loves a lot of that. He goes I like a lot of the hard stuff that Alice in Chains did too, Dad, but their acoustic stuff, those two acoustic albums are just unreal. I'm like, they are.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. I love it.
I Stay Away. That's a great one. What else?
Fade Into You. Mazzy Star.
Oh yes.
So before there was what's her face now, who's the new kind of whispery girl.
Yeah. There was about Billie Eilish.
Yeah. Everyone wants to be Billie Eilish on it. There's 100 Billie Eilishes out there now. But
copycat.
Yeah, but there was Mazzy Star. And that band was amazing because that chick, not only was she insanely hot, but she sang that song, which was I remember hearing that for the first time. I was like, what the fuck is this? It's wild.
Well, I remember that. I had the same opinion when Fiona
Apple,
haunting. Criminal.
Yeah, right.
I was like, what is going on? I'm terrified and attracted at the same time. I don't know what's going on.
But my favorite song.
Yes,
favorite of 1994, Ethan. My favorite song, which I don't even know if you know this song.
Probably not.
You might know it from hearing it, but if I name it, you might not know. But it's called "A Girl Like You" by Edwin Collins.
"Girl Like You" by Edwin Collins. Does not ring a bell.
Yeah. Never met a girl like you before. Yeah. I love that song. I'm like, oh my God. Every time it comes, I'm like, oh God. Why do I like this song? So it's weird. There's some songs I don't know. Did I hear this in a movie or something?
From the 60s or something.
Yes.
It's got a vibe.
Yeah. It's where did I hear this before? What is this? So
I think it was on one of the Austin Powers or something, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
I could be making that up.
Yeah, I have no idea. But all I know is every time I hear that song, I love that song.
That's awesome, man. Well, Josh, you did it, that was awesome. So that's 1994. That's the year we graduated, Josh. And so I think that's a good place to land this plane, my friend, because these other questions can wait for another pod.
Okay. Well, are you going to go to the graduation? Are you going to the graduation party?
The reunion?
Yeah.
They made it on a Friday night in September. A little hard for me to go to that. And like I said,
that's weird.
There are some people that I'd love to see. Well, I think they were trying to coordinate it with the Washington State game on that Saturday because a lot of our fellow classmates that did go on to college, many of them went to either UW or Washington State. So
gotcha.
I think it's in Seattle now that the new weird Pac-2, 4, whatever it is, Pac-2. But needless to say, with all the new weird schedule, yeah. So I kind of get that to a degree, but it's just a bummer because that just limits the access to a lot of people. So no, I'm probably not going to make it to the 30 year, which is a bummer. But there are some people every time I've gone to the 20 or the 10 was awkward. Just a little bit because everyone's trying too hard. It felt like to say look what I've done. Or some people were just look what I haven't. It was, but the 20 was awesome. People
it was Romy and Michelle's high school reunion.
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of maybe it's the 20 was just awesome though because people were just really real.
Yeah,
it's great to see people. It was at that little golf course in Auburn, kind of not too far.
Oh,
from
okay. Oh, yeah. It
was awesome. So, I really wish there's some people that I wish, but at the same time, it's with these social media and stuff, and it's kind of I don't know. It doesn't replace face-to-face interaction with these people.
Yeah,
but so many of the people that I'm want to see are the people I stay in touch with anyway.
I was hoping that what they would do is they'd set up like a video camera so you could see like like what's going on, or it's like someone could come up and go, hey,
that would be really
like,
cool.
Whatever. I don't know.
That's a cool idea. Why don't you send that out on the
I don't know.
feed?
Maybe I will.
For those that don't, is there any way to put this together? Because it'd be very cool. Or put together some sort of highlight film with anybody out there's got some video.
I mean, it'd be
production.
easy. All you just got to do is set up a computer and
just send your ass over there just to create this video of this thing. Man.
I mean, I thought about doing that, but I did put that one.
That was awesome.
Recut that. Yeah, recut that
video. If you
video.
haven't seen that, find that on his video channel, people, because his re-editing of a classic video from our senior year is epic. The song choice, everything. It's just like, even Riker goes, dude, that was legit, Dad. That song's freaking awesome too. Like I was like,
yeah,
Dad,
it's a cool song.
Cool glimpse at high school in the 90s.
Little Supergrass action.
Yep. Zoe, check it out.
Yeah. All right, man. All right, dude. This is awesome. This is fun.
Brother.
This is we're
Love it.
We're going to do this again
in Studio 12A in Phoenix, Arizona.
We'll have to do it again.
I think so.
Maybe we can do that. Maybe we can make that happen.
I'll come back very, very soon.
Awesome, dude. Well, let's do it. Boom!
Feels so stupid doing that, but it's just fun.
At least you have the explosion.
If we could explode in Jen's face. I'm sorry, that didn't sound right.
Oh, yeah. Poor Jen.
Cut that out.
Poor Jen. All right.
The fact that you and your brother exploded in her face.
Yeah. She's like, that was right in my face.
Sorry, I laughed at that.
All right. For Ethan McDonald, I'm Josh. And as always, thank you for being a friend.